Greetings and salutations, everybody. We are back with more Feng Shui Second Edition, set in Imperial China. Huzzah!
Yeah.
Ancient Imperial China, at that. Well, first century, which is pretty freaking ancient. So
It's ancient enough.
sufficiently ancient Imperial China.
Legally distinct ancient.
Fair enough. Yeah. At any
I
rate,
was gonna say legally distinct China as well. Just like
I mean, yes.
Yeah, also that.
I was gonna say, let's just make it clear what's going on here.
Yeah. When we left off, you guys had been basically gone through your planning for your attempt to infiltrate the governor's palace, potentially liberate the treasury, and find a way to make sure the current governor is no longer in charge. Possibly via assassination, possibly via removing his ability to bribe the imperial generals who are present, and they will probably fall upon him like a stack of bricks, or some other way.
Maybe we should just make Dao Lu governor instead.
He would be an improvement.
That's quite the odd job there.
It is. I mean, it's one of those things. You can not do anything, and people will think that you did a great job, which does make it a pretty appealing position for some, I suppose.
I mean, Sancho Panza did a great job when he was governor. So, from
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote, yeah.
Okay, you. I'm trying to think about how to describe how little I know or care to know about Don Quixote.
Fair.
All about Don Quixote is certain political cartoonists like to make references to it way too often when it's not appropriate to do so.
That is definitely true.
That is true.
I will say, the Men of La Mancha musical has an excellent book. The music's very good.
The only thing I know about that is that that's the music from the Honda commercial.
Probably. I don't.
What is it? The Quest, I think. The
okay,
song
yeah,
Quest.
you're right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
At any rate,
yes.
But yes, I should throw it over to the actual scene where they can see the VTT. There we go. The virtual tabletop is now visible to the recording. Hooray! Right. So, I'll actually put it on the. There we go. Boop. You are in the capital, and your plan is to infiltrate either during the final preparations for or during the feast, if I remember correctly. The governor is throwing a feast for two visiting imperial generals, Generals So and Gao.
Okay, but we did that.
It was a good gag to run with.
It was.
The generals have arrived last night, and they are in the palace now. Other than that, you can do what you can. Let me know when you want to make your infiltration and such. And on the plus side, you do have some of you. I will say this: Batu and Olan have arranged for an ingress for themselves because they made a deal with some of the guards.
Yeah.
Daolu can Daolu his way in.
Correct.
Yuri can Yuri her way in.
Exactly. So
And so can really, like, worst comes to worst, like, I guess I could have
Zhao, you can just go with Olan and Batu. I mean,
yeah, I mean that's that.
So I will say this: let me know how you guys want to move in to go in. So I'm assuming Daolu, you're just going to go in as a cook again. Am I correct? Or are you doing something different this time?
Was that? Sorry.
Are you going in in the chef position you were in, or are you going in a different way this time?
Oh,
You do have a guard uniform.
Listen. I'm going in as a chef. I might appear as a guard later on. I might pull double shifts. Okay,
That's fair.
They're not going to pay me enough to do both. It's because they're only paying half time for overtime.
Oh,
But
Ugh.
It's not the first. It's not the first time. But anyways, the important thing.
All right. All right. Yuri, give me an infiltration roll. Let's just get that out of the way. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna move you guys to do a slightly different one.
Usually I don't have any reason to actually fortune die this, but considering that, this is the operation and,
fair.
the better things to go for this, the- yeah, so fortune die, not the greatest. Oh, never mind.
Fortune I was unneeded. That's a 23.
That's 25.
20,
Actually.
no, it was a 23 before the fortune die is my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, total 25. So this is going great.
Yuri infiltrates in a way that
Every so often you think you might catch a glimpse of something that might be Yuri, and then you just question yourself immediately afterwards.
Yuri sneaks in like a sneaky thing.
Yuri does her job.
Yes. All right. So Batu and Olan is. All right. So Zhao, are you joining them or are you doing something else?
I'm gonna go in with them.
Okay. So Batu in his stable dude in his horse mechanic outfit.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Horse repairman.
And Olan and Zhao, are you guys dressed as guards?
Correct.
Okay.
I am, at least.
Okay. You arrive at the gate. You are met by one of the guys you dealt with yesterday. The guy who lost a bunch, but you guys got out without. Olan got out without too much lost. Is the guy guarding the gate when you arrive? Oh, before I forget, are you guys going in before the feast or during the feast? That's the question I do need answered.
In my opinion, it makes more sense to be ready ahead of time. What do you guys
Right.
think?
Yeah, ahead of the feast is probably
Ahead
a
of
good
the feast,
idea. So
okay.
when more people are going in and coming out because they're making prep work, doing
Yep,
prep
that
stuff.
is
Yeah,
that is fine.
deliveries, everything else. Yeah.
That is fine.
Some assembly required.
All right, so you're noted. So, the guy sort of looks up, and it takes him a moment, but Batu is a bit recognizable.
Yeah.
Even with his horse mechanic disguise.
Hey, I'm here to fix your horses. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Ah, yes. So you, and the young missus, and you have a third.
Yeah, don't worry about him. You didn't see him.
I think the appropriate action here is Zhao just kind of gives him a very short bow and then pulls out a little bit of coin and hands it to him.
Okay, sure.
And then he's like, a wise man knows which way the wind blows.
Okay. Give me something that you could use as a persuasion roll. I don't.
Would we consider this Imperial etiquette?
Sure, go for it. That bribing. Honestly, bribes are part of Imperial etiquette. Realistically,
That's pretty on track there.
All right. Oh, that's only an 11. That's not too bad.
no, that's fine. You needed like a 5.
There you go.
The coin disappears in the man's hand without any. It says, yes, of course. Right, of course it was going to be 3. Of course, yes. So yes, you are one of the new guards. I get it. Yes. So I take it he is working. He is your new student. Not student.
Apprentice.
He's been assigned to you for training. I take it then, Miss.
Oh, yes. Yes. He doesn't know the first thing about guard duty. Yes.
Excellent.
Zhao just kind of like shrugs a little bit, and he's just like, my uncle's making me do this. You know how it is.
Indeed. Give me 1 second.
We'll just move on in. No need to linger.
Yep. He's yes, and sir, Mr. The stables, if you go straight in, just head down that way. He points off to the left. You can't miss them.
Thanks. I'll head off to the left. So at least I give this guy something resembling a viable cover.
Right.
Yeah, I figured. All right. So, let's see. All right. So you guys are heading in. So you're going to head down towards the stables for at least for a little bit, just to make things look
Yeah.
good.
Just to give him a
A bit of cover.
plausible deniability.
Yep.
Also to give him a good chance to scope out, find a way out.
Olan is like immediately putting a cloth around her lower face.
Yeah,
Not
all the guards have those very conspicuous like face coverings that they always give guards in these kind of movies.
Yeah, because obviously, how else are you supposed to sneak in if your face isn't covered?
Sneak in. It just smells in here.
We're not at the stables yet.
Oh no!
I mean, at this point, the aroma of lavender laced rice is probably permeating.
Yep,
throughout
probably.
the
Yeah.
compound.
There's incense is burning.
There's very sleepy smells in the air right now.
There's that too. Yes. But yeah,
'Cause
like
that was part of the preparations.
It
last
was.
time.
all right. So I would like everybody to give me a notice roll.
No,
And I use detective like I usually can.
For this one, sure.
I'm
All
going to
right.
intimidate the notice roll.
No.
And it's a 16.
13.
Am I also? Yeah.
7.
probably-
Average.
I probably am not doing this role here, but
6.
All right.
I'll do it just to feel like I belong.
Sure. No, this actually, I need to give details to everybody in the areas they're in. So
I've
Never
-4.
mind.
I'm too focused.
Here.
okay,
I'm
Daolu
too
is focused on cooking.
Yes.
Thank
You
God
notice
that was
you
only-
notice
that was
nothing.
only a notice roll. Jeez.
That was a.
It's a way awful, but-
minus 15.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's worst roll Dalu's ever had, pretty much.
Damn, impressive. So it's a way awful. I should come up with some negative effect for it, but yeah. Oh, actually, I do know. If anything goes down, you'll be a bit delayed. I'll put it that way.
That sounds fine.
That does make sense. Yeah.
'Cause you are caught up in the cooking.
Yes. There's a different movie happening in the kitchen entirely.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So Dalu, you are focused on cooking. Yuri,
Mm-hmm.
all right. The thing you have noticed, you have sort of been scouting across the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
You basically are able to pretty easily figure out where the generals are probably staying. They're sort of the main
Right.
palace area of the main sort of inner area of the palace. Unsurprisingly,
Mhm.
the general's personal guards seem like the most alert guards in the place.
Unsurprising, given everything we've learned and done.
Yes. The rest of the guards are, both, overworked, under-rested, and mildly
Trying to
sedated.
sleep right now.
They got sleepy time tea going through their systems.
Yeah.
So you're noticing that. So yes, the Imperial soldiers who came with the generals look pretty on the ball.
Yep, definitely giving them a wide berth.
I-
Unless I need to do otherwise.
That seems like probably a good idea. You have the other thing you have noticed. When you go by the area, you are pretty sure the vault is in. The guards there, it looks like the number of guards that are guarding the vault have been doubled again.
Hmm.
Which,
That does
So 0 times 0 equals 0.
no, there were guards there before. Just, I didn't say effective guards, I said guards.
Like I said, they're just multiplying by 0 over here in efficacy.
So yes, there's a good dozen guards outside the vault now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, normally it's like
Well-
around about like 3 guys there, which is, reasonable. 6 is, a lot. A dozen, it's kind of taking up it's kind of like not like if using the space efficiently, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I imagine between them all being tired and irritable and all other kinds of things and cramped, especially cramped right now. I imagine that they might be a little inclined to release some tension if properly motivated.
Possibly.
So, from, a little hidey nook up in the rafters, Yuri is going to just kind of drop little bits of, like, grains of dirt or sand or something, and just kind of on one of the guards and until they, be like, hey, knock it off to
Okay.
whoever's nearby.
Sure, you give me an intrusion roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
16. All right, cool. I will get back to you with what happens with that.
You got it.
All right. Batu et al. You guys are. I don't know if the other two are following you to the stables or not. That's actually a question.
We're gonna turn off and head towards where we're supposed to be headed.
Okay, that's fine. You are close enough to the stables at the moment, by the way, that you do notice that there are a number of Imperial soldiers in the stable area, which thinking about it makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Sadly.
Well,
You guys sort of turn away from the stables because and you're heading where you guys head sort of the general direction of the vault, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. In that case, while you are doing that, while you sort of start turning away, you hear footsteps running up to you and say, "You, large one."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huh. I guess hiring one of your people for your people do know a fair amount about horses. Actually, it makes sense they'd hire you to work in the stables.
We're the
here.
best in the world.
Yes. One of the general's horses needs looking after. Could you and the guy you're supposed to be on shift replacing seems to have already left. So could you come take a look at the horse?
Yeah. Give me a minute. Yeah. I'll come take a look.
Okay. Great.
Guys, we'll take care of that thing later.
All right, but be quick about it.
I will.
All right. You're at least you say, where were you going with those 2 guards?
They asked me to do a favor and look at their own sick horse.
Oh. Not in the main stables?
I don't know. I guess they're worried because it's sick that they don't want it to get the other horses sick, so they're keeping it separate. Which is a good plan, honestly.
We're experimenting with this new thing called germ theory. It'll be big in a couple of millennia, and then not be big anymore later on.
Hey,
Oh,
it's good. You can't just be going around saying facts. Like, come on.
where's the lie?
Yeah, I'll go with them to the general's stable. or to the stable to look at the general's horse.
All right. So you're over at the stable looking at the general's horse.
Mhm.
Do you have an animal handling skill, Eric? Do you have ride?
I do in fact have drive. Yes.
Great. Give me a drive roll.
I'm going to burn a fortune on this because
That's
I'm not
fine.
actually very good at it.
That's fair.
Ride this choke.
Hey!
Oh
boy.
no!
Well, you didn't weigh awful.
Whew.
Got good news and worse news.
You didn't
It's
kill
the
the
problem with
horse.
your horse. It's a cat. Your
Evidently,
horse is several cats in a horse outfit.
evidently, the infection that we're trying to partition was Skitch's dice.
All right. Well,
It's perfect.
you barely avoided a way awful there.
It's the small victories. you
Like
gotta
that
take.
fortune die is saving you, Eric.
Yeah.
Good goddamn. All right. All right. So, you look over the general's horse. I mean, it's it's small and as far as you can tell, it's sort of small and sickly, just in general. I mean, not nearly large enough horse.
So tell me what problems you guys have been having with this guy.
Oh, well, I mean, it's got the you can see these sores on the around the hooves, down the lower legs near the hooves. Like it's got sort of it's got these sort of weeping sores on its legs down by the hooves. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
How long has he had him? The sores, not the general and the horse.
oh,
Is the horse out of warranty?
all right, Eric, give me another roll.
Drive again?
Yeah,
There
much
we go.
better. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
You do in fact bounce back. Like the question about how long it had the sores actually sort of refocuses them, and they sort of miss the fact that they sort of forget about the fact you didn't notice the obvious sores on the leg.
Right.
And you basically you talk through this, you sort of go through it, and they say, "Oh, it's just been a couple of days since we noticed them. It seems to be fairly recent." And you're able to quickly figure out that it's a minor. It's a minor. It's a minor. They're just clean them, put a poultice on them, wrap put a poultice on them, change the poultice a few times a day, and it'll be fine in a day or two. Like honestly, it's a pretty easy thing to deal with, but you have to know a bit more about like dealing with horse injuries. Like it's clearly if this was left untreated, it
would probably kill the horse.
Yeah, exactly. Like it would probably lead to like a bad injury to the leg, and at that point the horse is
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that information. I'll also say, enrich his oats a little bit, like give him a little bit extra. That'll help. And basically just let him rest for a few days. You guys don't need to be anywhere quick, do you?
Oh no, we're here through the feast, and I think another day or two afterwards.
All right. Give the horse at least 3 days. If you need to leave before then, I'm sure the governor will lend you one of his, and we can send someone with this guy out to meet up with you again once he's all fixed up.
That would make a lot of sense. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
I won't keep you from helping out those guards.
Yeah, it sounds like what they're saying. It's probably something similar, but we don't want that kind of thing getting spread around.
Yeah. Fair. Please.
Horses always touching each other's hooves.
Well, they're all filthy sluts calling each other by like their first names and holding hooves. So yeah, I'll go meet up with the rest of the team.
The long pause after that is
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like we could make jokes here. We're not going to. You can just kind of have that one.
The guard's just kind of flabbergasted. Like, what is he talking about? Well, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. He must know more about the habits of horses than we do, right?
He's a horse repairman.
Are our horses sluts? Is that
Should we be calling them sluts? Is that appropriate to call horses? Is that anti-horse?
Oh my pork!
Every horse needs to go through its slut era. It's perfectly fine.
so this is the next stage of dressage, I see.
All right.
You're welcome.
You filthy farrier, you. Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, you
I'm
like that
keeping
when I
out
trim
of
your
this.
hoof, don't you?
I'm keeping out of this.
All right. Olan and Dalu, as you are traveling, you're going through. You sort of start getting. Well, you make a decent time towards the. You basically at this point have gotten to the main palace inside, which is where the vault's inside there.
All right. So I guess we will start. Jean and I will try to blend in by acting like we're part of the many guards that are supposed to be protecting the vault.
I mean, you guys get to the outer the outer part of the palace, but there are a bunch of guards here, all of whom look irritable, tired, and and there are a couple of Imperial soldiers scattered here and there who are in sort of doing guard stuff also, who are looking at all the governor's guards with a mixture of pity and contempt. They've been overworked, but come on, be a little professional at least.
Have some pride.
Speaking of
not.
being professional,
Yeah.
are people being professional over at the vault itself?
I was professional once it didn't agree with me.
So you did something to have the air itself have sleep time fumes going through.
No,
Is
we
that accurate?
laced the food with
Gotcha.
lavender and that kind of thing. Things that make you sleepy. And so there is that is on the air, but it's not
There's
anything
there's a
that's,
faint scent of
hard or
lavender
anything.
and those types of things.
Yeah, the kind of things you smell and they make you when you're tired, they help you sleep, that kind of thing.
But yeah, it's stuff that's been mixed into the the rice cooking. So there's when you cook rice, steam comes out and etc.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, more to the point, we have a bunch of tired, irritable, falling down on their feet guards, and I'm trying to provoke a fight between them.
Yes, you are. And you rolled. Let me double check there. You rolled a 16.
I rolled
right? Okay.
16.
Yes. So, it is very. The guard has no goddamn idea where this stuff comes from. He's like, dude, really? He turns back. Chen, really? Come on, man. Down the back of my. It's gone down the back of my uniform, you asshole. What are you talking about, Zhao? I didn't do anything. Oh, come. There's dirt right down here. You're the only person in position to do it. It must have fallen from the rafters. Yeah, how's it going to fall from the rafters, you jackass? The two of them start arguing with each other.
They sound fun.
Sounds like we're out of formation now.
They sort of start, arguing. It looks like they're about to get, they are sort of on the verge of coming to blows. When, an officer walks in and says, "You two, outside. If you guys have to do this, step outside. Don't He sort of grabs and drags them out. You do not get into a fight in the goddamn it's kind of, you dumbasses. He just sort of
Generals are in the building.
Now I have to find people to replace you two jackasses. I'm gonna you 10 stay here. I'm gonna find replacements for these two jackasses who clearly can't keep their tempers in check.
And this is when we walk in.
Olan and Zhao show up looking very, very professional and alert.
I'll get to that in a second. All right. So, as you two are approaching you guys are coming up to the front. You basically come to the gates of the main building. And the guards there is look you guys, oh, there are two more guards. Yeah, just go on in. And one of the Imperial soldiers, aren't you going to check their papers to make sure they're actually guards? Like they actually work here? And the guards just sort of roll their eyes. Can we see your papers?
I'm going to look at Zhao expectantly.
This is where
I mean, I don't think Yuri would be that sloppy to not provide, some falsified papers, given, espionage tactics
There-
is one of my info
Yeah,
skills.
and
Yeah.
it's they probably there was probably something or other in the uniform for it. So yes.
right. Zhao just kind of like, like he doesn't know he has papers. He just kind of reaches into his pocket. He's like, "Oh God, they're there. Thank God." he pulls them out.
All right. So the guard sort of takes it, looks at, yeah, these are official papers. Here, take them back. He looks at the Imperial guards and, what, you think there are people who infiltrate the palace during a feast where they're Imperial soldier? The fact that we got many people we got this many people, many guards working double shifts for this is insane. No one's going to infiltrate the palace while they're Imperial guests here. That's like death wish, you dumbass. Yeah, go on in. Zhao,
Yes.
as you're putting the papers away, you do notice that there is no way that if they'd actually really looked carefully at these papers, they would not have looked at them, looked at you, and said, "Wait, you clearly don't match up to these papers."
Yeah. They just list the height just completely wrong or something.
Stuff like that, yes. But it's pretty clear. They looked at the Imperial seal and said, "Yeah, he's good." They didn't bother reading the thing because why would they?
Reading is for chumps.
Yeah.
You can actually hear the Imperial sort of say, "What? You didn't even take time to really read the papers. They're guards. They're here for a shift change. Come on, man. You're actually you know how long how many double shifts we've been working? Somebody needs rest. These guys are going to go in there and take care of it. Come on." By the way, about this point, Batu, you come sort of jogging up.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, in the non-canon rafters, there's just a voice that says, "Yeah, do you think I would give them bogus papers?"
I mean, they don't
better
match
than
them,
that.
but they do have the Imperial seal at least.
Paper, please. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna walk with purpose straight past them, like I got someplace I need to be.
Okay.
There's a horse in this vault.
I mean, you're not at the vault yet, but
Yeah.
all right, Batu. Give me an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Where's my intimidate? There it is.
8.
That was terrible.
Not a good roll, no, but yeah, because normally you have a plus 14 in that. Damn.
Yeah, I'm very good at intimidating most of the time.
Yeah. However, you sort of walk in. The guards the guards are the Imperial the guards are "Sir, where are you?" Oh, he's got somewhere to whatever. And the Imperial sort of "Oh, come on!" A Mongol walks. He's from the stables. He clearly has somewhere to be. He's probably going to talk to someone about their horse. Whatever.
I need to talk to a man about a horse.
I need to see a horse about a man.
Oh my.
So Batu just walks right by. The only way it would have worked better if he had actually had a clipboard, which don't really exist at this time. So
Gotta do the Mongolian fire drill.
Batu didn't have to shout at anyone, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
He just looked like he knew where he had to be there, and he was kind of walking and daring people
Hurry
to
to deal
stop.
with all this bullshit.
Yeah, he was also had that walk of "I dare you to slow me down. I am busy."
As I take up a position somewhere in the area, I kind of shake my head and kind of elbow one of the other guards, and I say, "Can you believe these pricks coming and acting like they own play?"
Oh my god, they've been nothing but condescending the entire fucking time they've been here. Just
I'll
because
bet.
they're Imperial soldiers doesn't mean they know better than what we do. We're the people who actually do guard work. They're just They just do soldiery stuff.
I bet that they've gone soft. You know that? I think that they're too used to everything going perfectly wherever they show up. They've got all the time in the world to plan things. They never actually have to deal with any real work.
They
Yeah.
just march around in formation all day.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna like start spreading rumors, basically.
Okay. Okay.
So just as a point of clarification,
Yeah.
have those two joined the Vault Guard, or are they still?
They've just walked into the palace, basically.
Okay, so they're still in transit. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys are working your way towards the vault at the moment.
All right. Well, I'll be stirring the pot as we're on our way.
Yeah,
guys, then.
yeah, exactly.
That's the idea. Yeah, I like it.
All right. Dao Lu.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. I got an idea. You hear someone come in and say, we need a delivery for the guards at the vault so that they can get lunch.
Understood. Just there's like a long pause, thinking.
That was just
like,
someone coming and talking to the room as a whole. And the chef's like, all right, someone
Yeah,
get on
like-
that. Delivery for the
But
vault.
like it's like Daolu, like I like to imagine this looking. I like the stylization of a kitchen where there's like a center counter where it's working, and Daolu just like jumping over it and just being like, it's like I'll take care of the delivery. Don't worry.
All right, Dao Lu, sure.
And then
Hey, you've helped us get ahead on a bunch of stuff, so yeah, sure. Go stretch your legs, man.
Daolu engages in parkour for food delivery. Do I need to prep anything before delivery, or are we just gonna kind of roll with like?
Sure. You can give me an odd jobs roll. Sure, why not?
All right, let's just make sure it's not poisonous. So we'll throw a fortune on that.
Yeah, that's
an
all. That's really
18.
good.
Yep.
I need to step away for 1 second. So entertaining the recording.
Yeah, I just like the idea of Daolu like hearing that. It's just like scrambling over stuff. Like, wait a minute.
I'll do it.
This is like, wait a minute. The vault. Oh shit. The plan.
He's making some like very period inaccurate like triple decker like French cake for these people.
Like an
He's
egg timer, like an egg timer goes off in his head. Ding! All right.
He's over there making like a cake, some omuraisu. There's also like some tandoori chicken being done, as well as like Costco hot dogs just warming up somewhere nearby for the guests.
Just see potatoes or something. Like, where are these from?
No potatoes. No, let's do some saltado. So we have tomatoes
Yeah.
and potatoes in there.
There you go, saltado.
It's like it's like meatball marinara pasta. It's like, okay, now I'm just thinking like, okay, what if this thing was like a Golden Corral, but like,
Oh God.
Now I need to see if it's actually like a Chinese buffet chain.
I mean, I don't know about chains, but there's plenty of Chinese buffet places.
Well, I mean like in China.
Oh, gotcha.
And of course, I see the quote from a show. It's like yeah, they're just called buffets.
I also just like the notion of just like when it came to the idea about the horses being like, well, you know, don't you keep your horses in your bedroom? I mean, come on.
This episode has taken a very strange turn. I'm just gonna say.
A lot of it horse based.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I mean, like, I know who you can blame for that. Ash. That's,
Yeah, Peter.
I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so an excellent roll in the odd jobs roll there by Dalu. The food is in excellent shape, is
Okay.
all prepped up, and you have 12 servings.
Uh-huh.
You're told you need 12 servings, which, you seem to like, there are like 12 people at the guarding the vault.
No. That's 3 servings. One for one person, one for another person, and 10 for Batu. Okay, so
Yeah.
but anyways, how are we going to stage out Daolu's like rushing the delivery over kind of stuff? Then?
All right, so you want to rush over there, and all right, so as you head over, let's see. Unfortunately for you, you're having a bit of bad luck. In that every corner you round the corner, you're moving pretty quickly, and immediately you find that there's some guys are like carrying, like some like workers are carrying like a big sort of wooden thing across and have blocked your pathway.
2 workers carrying like a large pane of sheet of glass,
Along those lines, except wood.
Yeah.
Steel beams.
But yes, you have to stop and wait, or find some way around.
All right.
What would you like to do, Dalu?
Well, okay. Well, the most appropriate thing to do is to try to navigate around the obstacles in a lavish and overly complicated manner. I'm thinking like drunken master-esque sort of way of just navigating around stuff.
Sure.
I'm basically trying to find a fish for a way to use martial arts to negotiate.
Absolutely. Go. Give me your martial arts roll.
All right. Throw a fortune on this. I'm not making an improvised attack, but that is a 21.
Yeah.
Ow, that was snake eyes. That was a 5 for the fortune die, then 1s for positive and negative.
Well,
there.
that's all right. So, Dalu, you sort of bob and weave and sort of entirely in sort of ways that sort of look almost like you're about to fall over. You sort of you bend in a way that almost fall over. You toss you temporarily lose control of the baskets with the food in them, but you pivot, spin, catch the baskets in your hands, restack as you maintain your pace as you pass through.
Yeah, just like act like almost like a pratfall trip when trying to dodge a beam that is at head height. Baskets go in the air. Dalu pops up, catches the baskets, doesn't seem to lose stride, just keeps going. Kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Just full on Jackie Chan.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I'm playing the Jackie Chan archetype, or one of the Jackie Chan archetypes.
Yes.
You were literally Meals on Wheels.
Pretty much, actually, yeah. Wheels on meals, actually, but yes.
Wheels on Meals.
It's Wheels on Meals, yeah. Which doesn't make that movie at all confusing to remember the name.
No.
No, not at all.
Jackie Chan movie set in Barcelona, of all places.
Of all places there, but yes. Are there any assassins that Daolu runs into on the way?
No assassins, actually. No, none that you notice, at least.
All right. Well, other than the ones I'm delivering food to.
Right,
obviously.
exactly. Daolu, give me another notice roll.
Okay. Let's just get a flat notice roll going on here. That's a 1.
Nothing.
No, it's just like 5 and then a negative exploding 6-5. That was almost another way awful.
Well done.
Excellent.
So yes, on the job.
This is how you get me, Peter. Okay, this is how Daolu dies.
Failing notice rolls.
He slips on a banana peel and
Open manhole cover.
immediately dies. Yes.
Yeah, like walks into an open manhole cover. Yeah.
The first, and then John Boyce will have to amend his video. The first documented case of death by the banana peel actually happened not in America.
China. First
You're in
century China. I don't know how the banana got there.
Yeah.
They must have had like a Gros Michel import at some point.
Freak windstorm carried a banana from South America all the way to China.
There's a butterfly involved. That's all you need to know.
At any rate, so you proceed to navigate your way through in various dramatic ways through any number of comedic, interruptions of your travel. You have to sort of, to avoid losing your footing on a spilled cart of some sort of round fruit. It gets spilled over the ground. Like, someone having a big basket filled with, something. I'm going to say oranges, despite that they are not oranges, because obviously they wouldn't be.
Yeah, they're mandarins.
Mm-hmm.
But they spill out, and they would normally cause you to lose your footing, but you manage to step your way through without actually crushing any of them, any of the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
To much the chagrin of everyone around. But they then soon forget that they saw you do that and go back to picking up the fruit. And you eventually do arrive at the vault, where as you're arriving at the vault, you do hear from outside what sounds like a very annoyed officer shouting at two guards for being even more unprofessional than usual, and saying, "Okay, you two confined to barracks. I need to find two people to replace them. You," pointing at Daolu, pointing at Zhao and Olan. Get in there, guard the vault. You two. You look like you're actually awake or something.
Now just gives them, the proper salute and then takes his position.
And he then turns and looks at a very large man in stable garb. What are you? Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, I've got to take care of something. Get out of my way.
In here?
Yeah, you don't want the friggin' you don't want the horse to throw a friggin' shoe because he's hauling too much, do you? Get out of my way. This is important.
Give me another intimidation roll. 12. All right, not a great roll, but that was Info Mongolia, but yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry. Should I roll actual intimidation?
No, we'll take the 12.
Okay.
I think it's technically at 11 because your intimidation is one lower than Info Mongolia, but whatever. You beat a 10.
Batu just shouts facts about Mongolia at him until he goes away.
Just browbeat him with an info dump.
So yeah, Batu just you sort of say you say that, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, of course, right? Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen. Sorry to bother you, sir. Sorry to bother you. Right, you two in there. You two, you're confined to quarters. I'm gonna go. Looks over, and you. Oh, food delivery. Great. You can go on in." And he sort of wanders off, shaking his head. I don't understand what's going to do. All right. So everybody is now in the room with the 10 remaining guards. What would you like to do?
This is not how I was expecting this to go, but
No.
So
but I see what you've I see what you've set up here.
I think a good opening for this is Zhao looks at the food delivery, and he looks at Daolu, and then he kind of looks over at the actual guards. It's like, let's give them double rations. Maybe that'll get them a little sleepier.
That's not what I was going to do.
All right, what are you planning on doing?
I was going to shout at one of them to go get me a cart, and it's important.
Not a bad idea. Get rid of one of them too.
You, go get me a cart.
Why a cart?
Because I need to figure out how much I need to load onto this thing and what size draft horse to assign to it. Otherwise, everyone's going to be in a lot of trouble, and we have Imperial guards outside, so it's better to look good.
Is Zhao doing assist on this?
Sure.
Zhao just looks up like, you heard the man. It's no time to delay. Get him a cart.
Oh man, this is putting the cart before the horse.
All right, so it's the 13. Yeah. And you got the assist. Yeah.
While there's this great big display, we haven't really discussed the vault door very much.
Sure. What about it?
I would appreciate details.
It's a big double door with that's it's got a big sort of lock on it.
Okay, well, everyone's looking over there. Yuri is going to take the visual and audible distraction that is the existence of Batu, and is just going to, just kind of slink down and start cracking the lock.
Okay, sure. You drop into position. Give me an intrusion roll.
19.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, this. It's a good lock. Well, it's a better lock than most of the locks you've seen. You saw in that you from your homeland, because they actually have better metal here in China than Japan.
There's also more establishment over here.
Yeah, it's almost like they've been an actual major power for longer than Japan at this point.
Yeah, considering that Japan shouldn't even exist yet. Yeah.
There isn't really a Japan is the big thing. There's
Exactly.
a bunch of minor kingdoms maybe.
There is an island.
There's
There's not
an
even an
island.
island. It hasn't risen up out of the ocean yet.
Well, there's an
a
island.
chance that-
I think this is even pre-Rice Kingdoms era, actually. Technically.
I appreciate how anachronistic,
Oh, you are very anachronistic, yes.
Like, I just
Oh,
think like my entire character's hilarious.
Yeah, like there's many ways in which your character shouldn't even exist in this context.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But that's all right.
But yeah, so it's definitely better than the non-existent locks from my non-existent home,
Right.
where I got my start in my non-existent career
Yes.
from my non-existent self. I am entropy. I weave my way through the course of history.
At any rate,
All will fear me across the
At
land.
some point, you really need to pull out sunglasses.
so at any rate, you are able to pick the lock pretty easily. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but I'll put it this way: you were able to do it without any difficulty. It's just going to take time because it's a big lock with a lot of little things in it. So it's like,
Yeah, you might want to also put the lock back together and pick it a second time just to prove that it's not like a fluke.
That's why it's taking so long.
Yes.
So the long and short of it is, you were able to do it effortlessly and quietly. It's just that it's going to take it. It takes a little time. Not that you're going to need it.
I'm going to also during this distraction, I'm going to kind of like sidle my way over to a guard that is kind of isolated in their position, like
Sure.
they're not paired up with anyone.
Yep.
And I kind of just want to like essentially Vulcan nerve pinch him.
Oh, sure. So you do basically what the instruction for Spock was supposed to be when he came with the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yes.
I have not heard that
subtly.
story.
Oh yes, the actual story is he was supposed to sneak up behind someone and clobber them over the back of the head.
Gotcha.
And
you-
Nemo was
you
like, that just doesn't seem very Spock-like.
right.
So he invented the Vulcan nerve pinch on the spot, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yes.
So we're inside the vault, right?
Yeah, you're in the outer room of the vault, not the actual vault
We're
proper.
outside the vault door.
Okay.
You're sort of the area where the guards. You're just outside the vault door. It's a closed-off room that can be closed. But yeah, but Eric, by the way, the guy you bellow at to go to cart grabs one of the other guards and goes off to get a cart.
Okay, so we've got 8, and we're down to 7.
I prop up with the guy that I knock out like on his.
Yeah.
like,
You knock.
thing.
Give me a martial arts roll, but technically, you do not like. Just don't way awful.
I'll show you.
I invoke all the negative explosions.
Nope.
Never mind.
That is a very average roll for me.
Yes. So yes, you give him a quick sort of chop to the side of the neck. He falls unconscious. He slumps unconscious. You slump him up against the wall. He looks like he's sort of leaning against the wall. Is sort of leaning against the wall a bit and leaning on his spear. Spear is the obviously really useful weapon in a room like this.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna pick up something heavy,
Yep.
right? Like a big crate or like a big stone urn.
Sure.
I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna you. How much gold do you think this weighs? And I hand it to him.
How much gold do you think this
He
weighs?
goes, well, I think, oh, thunk! He collapses to the ground under the weight of the thing.
I look at the guy next to him.
Approximately
Well-
what a statue's worth.
Here, I pick up the other one and hand it to him. What do you think? Hopefully you're not such a weakling.
Ah, thud!
It's 5.
I'm so glad I can rely on all of you to cover my thieving antics via the power of utter farce.
I don't know how I'm going to get this cart loaded up with such weaklings lying around.
I'm gonna make sure that nobody looks in Yuri's direction.
Well, yeah, you sort of at this point. This, by the way, Olan, when the second guy gets knocked down, and you sort of turn away from your guy. This is when you notice Yuri picking the lock.
Right.
So, right.
I'm going to let's see what else is in there. I'm going to wander over to like a rack of spears.
Sure.
And I'm going to quote unquote try and take one down and knock them all off the rack.
Okay, sure. So we're going
Claire.
Oh my god. What have you done?
I was getting a spear.
Now we have to put all the rest of these back up on the rack. Yo.
I'm sorry.
Lou, help me pick these up.
Zhao just kind of like nonchalantly goes over to keep an eye out for make sure nobody's coming in at this point.
Okay.
That's all the noise they're making.
Yeah.
I like kind of toss you a spear to bar the door with.
That's quite doable.
He just grabs it, and when they're not looking, he puts it into like the barricade slot.
All right. Well, you club. Yeah. So they're putting the spears back up on the rack. The doors have been barricaded. Anything else you guys want to do while Yuri finishes picking the lock?
This might be the time to start taking out everybody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You two, come here real quick.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm going to pick up one of the other spears and I'm going to Benny Hill it.
Okay.
I'm going to have two. I need you guys to come over here and help your friends up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. Skitch, you said you were doing something?
I mean, I'm already there, right?
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, you were
You're there with
You're
food.
part of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to deliver the food. So...
Sure. You're delivering the food too. So how are you delivering food to some of these guys?
To the remaining 3 guys or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like, it's just a simple matter of like, you got to make sure to eat up if you want to take on these others. And I'm just gonna, let's see here. Not found at the scene, but it is a different weapon. So this will be an 18 as I throw one of the bowls of food at one of them.
Sure.
Or rather, I was going to throw bowls of food to knock out the remainder.
Fair enough.
They'll pass out. The food will be resting safely on top of them.
Fair enough.
All right.
You passed out the food, and then they passed out.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Wow,
plenty. That is plenty to take up the
you-
remaining.
Something,
Just
they've
clock their
been
heads
served.
together like coconuts.
Yep.
I just imagine like pulling up like little rice bowls, flinging it in the air, smacks them in the face. They fall to the ground. The bowl falls down, and then the rice falls down perfectly into the bowl on top of their bodies. When they wake up, at least they'll have food.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very Tex Avery of you.
My mistake there.
Well,
So, is any of this food drugged? No. All right. let's start eating
No.
the food.
Like that was just like taking a moment. Like, depends on what you mean by drugged, Batu.
Is this stuff going to put me to sleep if I eat it?
Yes, of course it will.
Only if you're already tired. Does lavender make you tired?
It's lavender.
Oh, there's more than lavender in there.
I'm going
more-
to. I'm going to crack the door leading out of the vault and start keeping watch.
all right, Yuri, the door opens. The lock opens.
Snick. Open door.
It opens inwards, and there's a lot of stuff in here. But
Excellent.
honestly, giving it a person like you've heard about how much how corrupt and how much stuff this governor has been stealing. This doesn't look like there's enough there to account for how much he's sort of liberated, how much he's taken from the
He's
peasants.
keeping it at his brother's place, who is now dead.
Possibly.
We threw him in the river. We don't know if he's dead.
No, you know he's dead. He clearly drowned.
Nobody can survive that.
Right, exactly.
So, knowing my way around treasure vaults and knowing the way that this guy, runs, because I actually trailed him and, made a point of that.
Yep.
I'm having a feeling that there might be a secret compartment in here.
Oh, that's a possibility, sure.
So while Yuri's doing all this, like Zhao is.
There's a
sure.
by the way, there's a fair bit of money in here. Like it,
Yeah. No, I'm grabbing the.
There's boxes of silver, and it's mostly silver coinage, honestly. It's gold was not really used much as a currency in China, if I remember correctly.
Right.
They did silver coins, and then they used gold for like all their art stuff.
Yes, exactly. Now there's golden stuff here, but it's all like it's like
They're like art pieces.
Art pieces and such. Yeah, exactly. There are several like really very nice jade statues in here of various sizes. Some very ornate weapons.
Yeah, my 15 for arts and antiques is just kind of going nuts right now.
Yeah, you don't have to roll to identify. Ooh,
Oh, I know I don't.
Ooh.
Oh, I wonder
Somebody
how much
wanted
is this
to.
room.
I will say, yeah, there's some beautiful looking antique swords in here too, and of various sorts.
What? Come
So,
away from the door.
grabbing stacks of silver and piling them up so that when the cart gets here, we can load that up.
Yep. I figured.
Where are those other guards with our carts for our getaway?
Yeah. So while everybody's dealing with this, Zhao, let's just make sure everybody gets all the guards are tied up and like, in position for later.
Yep.
So since Yuri's not the one who has to haul the treasure for once, and since she has suspicions and ulterior motives for being in here,
Short.
I would actually like to do a detective to find other things.
Absolutely.
Be
Give me a roll.
they information on the princess or perhaps secret compartments.
Okay. Give me this.
And I'm
Give me
gonna
a roll.
fortune die this.
Yep. Short.
Where do
Ooh,
they
a
store
6 in the fortune
princes
die.
in the vault?
Oh boy, good thing.
That's
You
an
got
8.
me.
You do not find any secret compartments or anything like that. What you do find is you do find some paperwork, correspondence actually, from the governor with the rear palace actually.
That has my attention.
Yeah, I would
Yuri will
imagine it
stop and
does.
read it.
Mostly it's most of it is the governor trying to bargain to acquire a particular courtesan from the rear palace. Not courtesan, concubine is the word I'm looking for.
Right. And what were the details of this concubine?
It's not someone you recognize, but it's some.
I'm taking this down for later.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. It's a concubine. It's a concubine that the governor apparently knew at some point, and would like to arrange for a transfer to him from the rear palace. He's communicating with sort of the bureaucratic head of the rear palace. I've got to find his name. Hang on.
Yuri is going to. She's not going to take the document, but she is going to break out her. Oh dang it! What's it called? I always forget what this is called. The thing with the charcoal.
Charcoal press.
Not press.
Like for rubbing?
Yes, rubbing. Thank you. I was going to make a charcoal rubbing of the scribe indentations from like where you actually like write in.
Mm-hmm.
So she's basically copying it that way. Because you can do that quickly, and it's accurate enough for what I need.
All right. The name of the bureaucrat question is Dai Zhao.
Mm-hmm. Is the concubine's name listed?
Sure. Let me. I had not come up with that. I can get a name very
That's
quickly.
fine. I don't need that immediately. Just like if it's there, that's someone that I can use as either a point of contact or a point of infiltration.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Not that I have a random name generator or anything, but I have a random name generator. What was the name again? Hang on. Fujin.
Fujin. All right. All right. And like any information, on Fujin is going to be of particular note because, impersonating people is, something that Yuri is totally fine with doing if possible.
Yeah,
And
there's some personal information about her on there. Yes.
And even if not, being able to identify such an individual easily, that is of great value.
Oh, absolutely. Basically, you're sort of reading through this, and it's really clear that Daizhao is very much like trying to like say, yeah, no, we're not going to sell you one of the emperor's concubines, but is trying to do it in a way to not like trying to do it in polite ways, like basically implying that it's just going to be too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, in the last letter, he lists off a truly egregious sum of money.
Is that where it all went?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying either way because
that's not me asking you. That's Yuri asking, kind of.
Oh, asking out loud. Sure, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It's like, is that where it all went? Oh, well, that simplifies matters. This guy, it would appear the governor has kind of done half our job for us. That simplifies things.
At some point, Olan is going to hear that there are swords in here, and
Sure.
she's going to be like, "Ooh, you come in." And she's gonna start examining these things and see if they're like the real deal, etc.
Yeah, don't you have like info like swordsmithing or something like that?
Yes, I do.
14. All right. Oh, these are definitely the real.
Yeah, it's like your smithing and metallurgy is just like lit up like my arts and antiques.
Yes. All right. So you look at one of the swords. Crap. I need to look something up here. Hang on. Yeah, okay. I was just looking at the name. I was just trying to remember make sure I was remembering the name of the type of sword correctly. It's a Jian.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the classic Chinese straight swords.
I think that's what Daidoji used.
Probably, yeah. It's the hilt has a beautiful sort of jade inlay. Like legitimately like impressively stunning. And as you open it, you take a look at the blade. It's got it's got etchings and inlay into the blade done absolutely perfectly. And despite that this blade is very clearly an older sword, it looks like it's in basically perfect condition.
Doesn't seem like it's gotten a lot of action, maybe.
At some point, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just not look. It's clear this sword was once upon a time used very well and maintained very well. It looks like it's not been used in quite some time, however.
Gotcha. Possibly, the user, honorably, fell out of able to, put into use like they died or something like that, and this has just been like kept as like a keepsake, or perhaps, this belonged to them and I have it now, etc.
Well, Lon is kind of presented with a sudden quandary that she hadn't really anticipated before, which is like, should I steal someone's sword?
If you want, I will.
Her very particular, and she's like, no, stop it. I'll decide. Stop.
Just saying. It's going to come with us either way. Whether you want to claim that you stole it or not is your decision.
By the way, there's another there's sort of a larger, heavier broadsword up on the one on the other wall, which is not as pretty, but is equally well made.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Batu, you also looked at it, and realized, yeah, that's a damn good chopping sword.
That's a right proper chopper.
Like the Gian she's looking at is like you recognize, yeah, that's a piece of like master swordsmanship, like
Yeah.
past master smithing, like boof. Like that thing looks sharp, like from across the room.
Well,
The broadsword just looks like it's it has been expressly made to cut people, and it is very good at it.
Yeah, and I imagine
I'll take the broadsword.
Well, I also
Honestly,
imagine
if
Mom looks
it's,
at these things and is like, no. If we're going to make this guy be broke, these weapons can't be in the vault. So,
Yeah,
That is
very
accurate.
expensive.
Like I said, we're stealing them. It's just a question of whether you want to claim that you did it or not.
Right.
if the sword goes with me, maybe I'll find someone who can use it.
As an aside, if the broadsword on the wall is like as large as it was probably not intent specifically for chopping people.
It's probably like an
more
executioner's
for
sword, yeah.
But
horses.
it might be a horse sword.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
that
I mean, like it's meant to decapitate someone.
yeah, pretty much.
It's the kind of thing that just like is
Chop
the heavy thing that will.
horses?
Yeah,
Chop horses? What kind of monsters are you guys?
people who
The kind
recognize
that get run
People who
over
have been
by
fighting
horse-
people who ride in towards us on horses.
Exactly.
Batu, it occurs to you that you've heard about Chinese people doing the Chinese soldiers doing exactly that to Mongolian horses in the past.
Now,
You
if
guys
you
shouldn't
want
be
to,
allowed to have these. I'm going to give it a good home.
good grief.
Chopping horses.
As a matter of curiosity, can Lot tell if these things are domestic? Or...
Oh, well, the Jian is absolutely they're both definitely of Chinese origin. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I during all this, Dalu's mostly out where all the knocked out guards are, and just setting them up with their food accordingly.
Right.
Just making sure that the alluring, sleep-inducing waft of, pleasant rice is just, feeding them into their dreams.
No, like he's staging them all with like chopsticks in hand, like some rice in the mouth while they're on the ground.
So Zhao's been tying them up, and it's like Dalu's just going around putting the bowls by them
Chopsticks in there.
and putting the chopsticks in their hands.
No, he's untying them, putting the chopsticks in their hands.
We're just going in a circle, tying and untying.
Well, I'll put it this way, Dalu, you see what Zhao, you see what Dalu's doing, and you recognize what he's doing.
Yeah.
Whether you want to keep tying people up or not, that's up to you. I'm just letting you know that you actually do see what's going on.
He kind of just sighs. He's like, all right, whatever.
This is my form of giving myself compliments as a chef.
Fair. All right.
You know what? Respect.
Yeah, you guys. So Batu, you eventually get basically all the between you and everybody and Olan people get all the loot sort of bundled up so you can be easily loaded onto a cart very quickly. And there's a nice little there's actually a couple of nice tapestries you could use to cover the wagon if you'd like to make it less obvious that you're stealing everything in the vault.
Yeah, well, that's probably a smart thing to do.
Right. And if we get stopped, we could probably just say, this is the bride that's being prepared. Get out of her way.
Ooh, I just had an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have the copy of those documents. I'm very pointedly not taking those documents. Those will be on the center of the floor.
Hey.
I was going to say, like, Zhao's leaving a single coin. He put, like, on top of the paper.
Yeah, actually, that's something that we should do. We should actually leave like a couple of coins scattered here and there, so it looks like it's not that they got robbed blind, but like there's just no reserves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
And also, don't put coins like on their closed eyelids. That's probably not going to be That's probably not an appropriate gesture to do.
They're going to look at him and be like, why are there coins under their eyelids?
Yeah, none of us are Greek.
I was going to say none of them are Greek.
No. Greeks put coins in the mouth, not on the eyes.
Oh, right. They're not
Right,
British.
you're right.
Not yet, anyway.
All right.
Not yet. like
I was waiting.
more like never. That's just
Listen, the Outlanders will come eventually.
they put coins in their mouth pockets. Okay, that's where it goes. Anyways,
Oh, there's gonna be this is going to be a huge problem later. Like, because not only are we just like not leaving much reserves behind, like I'm not gonna have enough money to pay all these guards now.
No. Oh no.
not the guards'
Even
fault. It's not the
even
guards'
I'll say
fault,
this, even if you decided
Maybe
to
he
just
should have thought
leave the
about not
governor
being a
right.
garbage governor.
I'm aware that you guys want to. I'm aware that Batu wants to kill the governor, and that's totally fair. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying that even if you were unable to do so, he is fucked now. So you guys get out with all the money. Like,
But yeah, especially, if we have the egregious sum bribe paper right here.
what? No.
That's going to paint a picture.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, wait, hang on. It's like, wait, my job is to be, to just professionally mess with people on a major scale.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm pursuing my own goals while doing my job.
All right. So, as all this is going on, you hear. Okay, so who was at the door?
I was doing, and then I got distracted by swords.
Yeah, so it's probably Zhao at this point.
Okay, Zhao, you hear footsteps and what sound like rolling wheels coming up, and you hear a bunch of like, why is it a cart?
It's like Zhao's like, why is there a cart? Oh no, that's the actual bribe cart.
No, that's the cart that Batu
That's
asked
the one
for.
we ordered.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These guys are supposed to come back. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's the two guys coming back with the cart.
It's our same day cart delivery.
So Zhao's gonna like unbarricade the door and like take a look out, and he sees the cart. He's be like, quickly come in. And while they're wheeling it in, once he closes the door, he's gonna try and knock them out.
Okay, go for it. Give me a roll.
All right, so I better throw a fortune on this one.
Yeah.
Well, he probably gets one of them at least.
Sure. You knock one of them out. Why not? So hey, yeah, fuck. Wait. Why'd you do that to Dao?
This is
Good.
Zhao.
You came back with the cart. Now, I want you to look very closely at that wheel. Denton now
He just-
bend down nice and close.
He just knocked Dao out, but okay. What's wrong with the wheel?
How convincing
Okay,
am I
you-
when you knocked
I'll just
out?
crouch down next to him. You see how the hub on that axle there?
Uh-huh.
Thwomp. I knock him into it.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Oh, me and my terrible martial arts.
was
I also
thinking
exploded on the
should
back
have
of-
I was thinking you should have said that you were pistol whipping them so you could use guns.
Oh! I think I just exploded his head all over the side of the cart.
You didn't, but
He probably wishes you did.
Pete, I guess, Peter, the question is, what should I do to act like I'm being knocked out, if that helps at all, to assist Zhao's efforts?
I mean, whatever you feel like. I mean,
I'm going to pratfall using martial arts. Here.
sure.
17.
Good.
There we go.
The guards are unconscious. You have the cart.
All right, it's time to load it up. Then we need to get the hell out.
Yeah, you spend a good chunk of time loading the cart. I'm not gonna make you roll to load the cart because that's
Yeah.
unless you want to like super rush it. In which case,
Yuri may not be the strongest individual in the world, but she knows how to steal things. This is the familiar process.
yeah, absolutely.
If no one does so, Daolu will grab someone when they pass by. It's like, make sure to load me into the cart as well. It'll look less suspicious than if I was seen walking with the rest of you in this situation.
That's not a bad idea. We can roll them up into one of the carpets.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to roll him into a carpet. Just get on top, throw it.
No, roll them to the carpet.
Okay, fine. Have your fine.
Batu can just throw me into the wagon. It's fine.
So like we roll them up into the carpet, and then when the fight breaks out, Batu can use the carpet with Daolu as a weapon.
Daolu suggesting
Dalu.
Batu suggesting that Daolu is suggesting that Batu just throw him in the cart, intentionally getting bruised up in the process to make it act like a cover, to make it look like he's being kidnapped.
Okay.
That's what I'm.
To
That's
save
what I'm
face.
suggesting.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so you get the cart
So-
loaded. You get Daolu in the cart, who falls into the gold and the silver coins and such is bruised up.
Let's get some moon
The
points.
tarp,
on
the
him.
the stuff is thrown. The tapestries are thrown over the top, and you roll the cart out of the vault, to the surprise of basically everyone.
Oh, were the generals
There's
and
people
everybody?
outside the vault. Yeah.
There are people outside
Yeah.
the vault. Like, not a lot of people right now.
And they better get out of the way.
Listen, now I have to haul this thing all the way over to the friggin' horses, over to the stables, because someone forgot to bring a fucking horse. Oh, get out of my way! I'm already in a bad enough mood.
Okay, give me an intimidate check.
Intimidate, where are you there?
10.
Not very intimidating today.
I'm going to step in front and say, "It's like you heard the man. We are preparing a gift for our visiting guest. Get out of the way!" And I'm going to roll a fortune die on top of mine.
Okay.
might as well drive.
While they're making a display of this, since I actually have drive, Yuri will head over to the stables and just steal some horses.
Holy shit! 33?
I rolled a 6 in the fortune die, and I triple exploded the positive die.
Never
So this just pulls up the axiom. You know, like big guys are all giant teddy bears. Little ones will fight till their burgers stay out of their way.
So the question is not whether Olad pulled out a sword on these people. Did Olad's sword also pull out a sword on them?
So, yeah, the Imperial soldier you are bellowing at is like, oh, this is for the generals. I understand. Terribly sorry. Please go. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Don't tell me when I got in your way. I don't want to die.
Basically, yeah. I should have known that this was for their clear a path for the cart.
I'm like, what's your name? What's your rank? I'm trying to get down in front of everyone.
This Imperial soldier has no idea how to handle one of the palace guards who is actually alert, paying attention, and is actually intense about something.
And apparently abjectly terrifying.
That too. And yeah, you have a clear shot. You have a clear shot over to the stables.
I think intimidation has been my most successful skill in this game.
It might be.
Which is very funny given Olan's general personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Olan only gets
They're the cute
angry
ones.
when it's appropriate.
Oh my goodness.
What are the odds of that? That's 4 6s out of 5. Jesus.
Uh-huh. And sequentially, in that particular case there, which I don't know if it makes any that much more of a difference necessarily, but you know,
Yeah. That does make the odds more complicated.
4 6s in a row is 0.00077%.
that's not a real number, so you'll need to kind of
That's
So
a Ragnarok Online drops chance.
like this is legitimately similar roll to the first Feng Shui game I ever ran.
It's the Joey story.
Yes, it is. My friend Joey was attacking a demon with a packing crate. He's an everyday hero.
That is the most feng shui sentence I've ever heard.
Yes, and he rolled a 1 on the negative die and a 6 on the positive die and a 6 on the fortune die. And this is before we knew that fortune dice were not open.
Oh, okay.
And so he re-rolled the positive and the fortune die and rolled double 6s again. And so the initial roll,
Impressive.
my friend Jesse looks at it as impressive. Rolls them again, double 6s again. Most impressive. Again, Obi-Wan has taught you well. Now, Joey, stop rolling 6s. I'm out of Darth Vader quotes.
And proceeds to roll a 5.
Yep.
I mean, I guess technically speaking, it doesn't matter that that you treated both as exploding, because it would have still been multiple 6s in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers total. I don't remember what it was, but he one-shot that demon. Like, that demon was just out, just like done. Thankfully, that it had inevitable comeback, but... Oh, I even don't remember what demon that was. I think you guys have run into him in one of the games I've run. It was Fu Tang, the tiger martial artist demon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we didn't we.
Is this
take that
campaign?
guy
Yes.
out earlier in this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's not dead.
Oh, of course not.
He did. If I remember correctly, his body disappeared, if I remember correctly, so...
Yeah, that sounds right.
Anywho, I reuse some of my NPCs from time to time, because...
Oh sure.
Right. So Lon's now the head of the guard.
Pretty much! And you roll the cart down the way. You eventually get down near the stables where Yuri is waiting with a couple horses she's nicked.
There we go.
I'm not going to make you roll for that because things are... So
Things just went off the rails.
I will say, at this point, while you've got the cart down there with the horses attached, and you're bringing them out. This is when things in the palace start becoming a little disrupted, because someone has walked off with a cart full of stuff that is apparently for the generals. But nobody's.
Showed up with
And
the
it's one of
generals.
those-
They've sort of realized that no one's actually sent that order yet.
At this point, Daolu appears with the cart in his general uniform. No, just kidding.
Yeah. So what's happening now at the feast is they got the news of what was happening. The governor is looking at the generals, thinking that they're trying to rob him. The generals are wondering what the hell's going on,
Yep.
and everything's about to pop off.
Yeah, the generals clearly have no idea what's going on yet. But yeah, you were able to get the cart out of the palace definitively. Now, what else do you guys want to do now?
Well, it's time to go back in and find the governor. We can't let him
We-
weasel out of this.
We have absolutely got to get this out of here. Otherwise, we are going to have every guard in the entire city on us before we reach the border.
I think that we lose the cart if we can manage it. Like, we don't need to take everything with us as our haul. We just need to make sure the governor doesn't have it. And we can take all the stuff we want to keep that we can carry.
We can leave it off in the forest. That's fine, but we need to get out of town.
I've got a better
first.
idea. Let's head out to the slums.
Oh, that's a good way to get rid of everything. Absolutely.
Zhao
Let's leave the couch on the corner, guys.
So okay. Out of character. In principle, I like this idea. I don't like it, however, because I know what the follow-up response is going to be. It's going to be a torching of the slums.
right.
So I would like to say I like this idea, but thinking more than one step ahead, I very do not.
I think what's happening is we go through the slums and we like jump a little bit of it behind to give us a little bit of cover to delay any people going after us.
Daolu's proposal is we find a place to burn and or destroy everything that's in the cart. That's more appropriate.
Or like dump it in a river or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That works too, yeah.
Yeah. Drive it off a cliff, realize you left Daolu in the cart, everyone laughs.
See now,
Ah.
if I had been able to roll you up in that carpet, dumping you in the river would have been very funny, but also terrible.
Are you trying to give the fictionalized account of Rasputin to Daolu?
Don't be ridiculous, the river's not frozen over.
Not until Daolu lands in it, then it'll freeze over.
Oh, I see.
Also, Dalu has not yet been poisoned, shot, and stabbed.
That's correct. Yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I do like the idea of moving through the slums. and
Moving
just
through the slums and making them and,
dumping piles of money as we go is a good way to
I
do
was
this.
I had been thinking about that, so yeah, I'm in for that. But let's not leave the cart there. That will get like
Yeah.
that is a moral responsibility I am not willing to make, even as Yuri.
I like the idea, but it depends on several things. But yes, that is a definite possibility, depending on what else happens. All right.
So yeah, Since Yuri is like, the master caser of the whole thing, like, yeah, they're totally going to, close the front gate when, there's suddenly a lot of shouting at the palace.
Oh yeah.
The side gates that go through the slums are going to have a slower response time. Ergo, we take this path. Da, 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 da.
All right. So you head off to the slums. And you perform the classic distraction of scattering coins for the poor people of the slums to the classic, here guys,
Right.
start a riot over these coins. You just take the ones you want and just look like you're
I don't
fighting
even
over
need to
them.
ask. I'll probably just go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to
so
like
desperate.
do the thing where you scatter the ground. They actually all fight over it. You can just pay them to start a riot.
Why
They'll
should we
be-
help you? Because we were screwing over the governor. All right.
Why should we help you? We're screwing the governor and we're paying
because
you.
we're paying you, and the governor sucks.
We're paying you with the governor's money.
I have an ad in here. It's like, okay, another element of like Daolu is very small side. There is a Japanese version of the Game of Life, and in that and in there, when you start off after high school or college, your initial job is just basically poor chan or like poor person. And if you upgrade by having enough luck, you become super poor, which I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but it's just like another odd job for Daolu, being super poor.
All right. So you arrange for a disrupting, crowd of people in the slums to make sure that it's harder to follow you.
Yep.
By distributing the wealth of the governor to the poor of the city.
Hydra coins. They're coming.
Yeah. So you get through the slums. You get to the side gate. The guards there are actually kind of distracted by the fact that there seems to be some sort of disturbance happening in the slums down the road that way. So they sort of look at you guys in the cart and go, oh, whatever, we got to go deal with these guys. Leaving the gates somewhat understaffed as you go through. Now, you do look like your official palace guards, and they don't know what's in the cart, so.
It is pretty dark.
And it is evening. But again, like it's covered with tapestries. And you all look like palace officials, so I will say,
this car is
Daolu.
moving way slower than I thought it was.
What?
I was expecting us to be like cranking,
Oh yeah.
but evidently we're not. So, all right, sure.
Daolu. Not Daolu. Zhao. It occurs to you can just sort of flash the papers you've got, so you can just flash the seal at the guys at the gate, and they'll probably let you through.
Yeah, he just kind of does that.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. You've already done this before, so they go, oh yeah, these guys are definitely official. Yeah, go through. We got to make sure that this riot doesn't spill this riot doesn't spill out. So yeah, go. And you have gotten the cart out of the city. Because honestly, it wasn't going to be that hard once you got out because you guys actually did a good job. Like, A, the palace guards don't really give a crap right now. B, they're trying to figure out what the fuck just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So pursuit is badly delayed. So you're out of the city with the spoils, most of the spoils. What now?
A job well done. I could actually do for y'all being in on further encounters.
Cool.
You're a good
So we got to go
reliable
back
lot.
in and kill the governor now.
Oh, I'm sure he's quite dead in short order.
Nah, he's gonna weasel his way out of it.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
There's a bit of documentation in there that's going to be most inconvenient for him.
Hey, one way to out a person in power is to upset other people at an equal level of power, or in some cases, higher levels of power.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies. I need to continue being knocked out here. And Daolu like falls back over, takes another wound point. I have him up to 6 at this point. I figured that like Batu just like, because I wanted it like Batu to like throw Daolu into the back of the cart like
right.
intentionally, as if he's trying to like abscond with him. So
That's what you want. I'll do it.
I mean, it's already happened. I already said it happened.
Okay.
I already wrote. I wrote down the wound points earlier.
Unlike DuckTales, massive piles of coins are not fluid. They are actually a great many masses.
The other idea is that Batu tries to throw Daolu the cart, messes up, so does it again.
All I'm saying is that even if he gets killed by the governor, that's just reinforcing the power structure. Killing the governor ourselves destabilizes the power structure.
It creates a power vacuum, which means somebody else who's in an opportunistic position will just take over.
So we kill them too.
That's not.
You might remember that our good government official here has already arranged for a suitable replacement that is not going to be as troublesome.
Right. So we kill the governor, and we'll have a replacement. Awesome. Let's go in.
Jam just looks at all the chaos going on. He's like, I don't think we could if we wanted to at this point.
Indeed, we have to remain outside at this point.
You guys did all of this just to keep me from killing the governor, and I'm mad now.
I didn't do it to keep you from killing the governor.
I did this to steal things and to get information.
Yeah. Miss Yuri wants to find her girlfriend.
Yeah, and I got my info.
And then we'll kill her dad because he's the emperor.
Zhao's just like, you're welcome to try.
I don't know if she would object to that. I'd have to ask her.
We did all this. We did this to make sure that the governor would be in a position where he's easier to kill.
Right. Let's go kill him. It's easy now.
So out of character over here. The idea of sending the cart over a cliff was brought up. Is this area actually near any cliffs?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
In that case, Yuri's going to make the effort of, picking out the choicest of wares to be had.
I'm guessing the swords are going to be kept.
Oh yeah.
Swords, any
The
particular
most portable valuables, and some coinage.
Yeah.
Yep. Enough coinage
easy to
for,
spend.
petty cash and, most everything else. Well, I know that Batu cares about the horses very much, so we will separate them from the cart before it goes.
You now have two horses. You have two horses now.
I was
Yep.
like Batu cares about horses, so we'll separate their heads from their bodies using this big ass sword.
No!
I mean,
But,
we got two horses and we got two people who drive, so let's.
Yeah. Yuri knows the value of everything here better than any, so she'll make that call.
I mean, also, horses are bloody valuable. You wouldn't want to lose the horses.
I'm not talking about the horses. I'm talking about the loot.
Oh no, I mentioned it just occurred to me. Yeah, the horses are actually pretty valuable. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got drive. I know the value of a horse.
All right.
But yeah.
So
Yuri will just kind of add a bunch of art pieces to her repository of goods. I'm sure Olan would be fine with hanging on to one sword, Batu the other. There's other miscellaneous knickknacks. No one is poor at this point, I think. And
for the time being,
for
the time being, everyone is elevated a wealth level. Yes.
Well, no, I didn't get my paycheck, so my wealth is the same.
That's fine. If that's what
There was a clerical error.
That's fine.
No,
that's totally fine.
I actually have a funnier answer.
Okay, great, cool.
So we push the cart off the cliff or whatever it is.
Yep.
Oh no.
So
Is Daolu on the cart?
well, you see like something that looks like Daolu in the cart falling off the cliff. And then Daolu is like behind everyone else, looking down at the effigy he made of himself with his old clothes on, which is where all the loot was put into.
So when the cart goes over, there's just one of those obviously fake dummies that they use that throw off the cliffs.
Obviously fake. Come on. Obviously fake, please. Not
Come on,
to you.
odds job roll. Like, let's get us a taxidermy check for yourself.
Fine. 21.
There we go.
It's just like Daolu was spending time fashioning a dummy of himself, so it looks like he was kidnapped and thrown off a cliff with the valuables. Given
this is the end point for the valuables, I'm going to say that Yuri also made a point of ensuring that coins spilled off and left a trail, so they will definitely find this point.
So what it looks like now is basically that there was a fight over who stole it, and one person got the cart and accidentally drove it off a cliff.
Yep. And it looked like
Something like that,
Daolu
yeah.
was like it looks like Daolu was just delivering food, got into a fight, got kidnapped by some nefarious people and murdered over food delivery.
So even if they find this like treasure by like morning, and they're not going to find it before the governor's dealt with.
There's it's gonna be like
Yeah,
kids,
it's
I
gonna
got
take them a
some
long time to find it, and it's down there. It's gonna take a bit to get it back up here.
kids, I got some news. It's about Daolu. Not Daolu.
I'm going to make sure that we don't just leave town completely because I still need to meet with the sword master. So
And yeah, like we can't just we're not like we can't leave the area yet. We're
Mhm.
still
Like
a
we
few
can
threads
scatter
we have to
away
deal
from the trail, but we
Yeah.
don't have to like completely leave the area.
We can split off into like subgroups from where we are effectively for like
So
Yeah, well,
I
it
will
was-
say that it is entirely possible you might want to go back in at some point to check to see what's happening with the governor. I would say that's probably
Yes.
a wise decision.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, we can just like have like the guard disguises be in the cart.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I assume that we would have like a reprieve for some character moments between each other before the next branch of things goes on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, honestly, camping out for a while probably is not a terrible for an evening is probably not a terrible idea. Yes.
Mm.
To be clear, Yuri is interpreting the way that this heist went down as central to her genius as a thief, and you all did your roles very well.
I mean, Zhao doesn't care. He doesn't care about the money. He doesn't
Well,
care
no.
about any of it.
I mean, there's also, the art of it.
I mean, I guess all we do is yell at people and take their stuff. It's easier ways to do it.
Considering the way things went out, I can't say that you're wrong, but it went a little differently than how I'm used to. So points for
But-
novelty.
By the way, whenever I make dinner for a lot of you, just be careful about it. I may or may not have forgotten to completely remove all of the mix-ins for the rice.
Mm.
Zhao's
It's
just
just like
eating. He hasn't made dinner yet. So Zhao's just eating the rice and he looked at like, what? No. But no, you're gonna make it yet.
And I just was like, did you just take that rice from the cart? that is very, very much drugged stuff there. I'm concerned about that's supposed to knock up people before they eat it. I'm not sure if it's food safe to eat. I might have poisoned you again, is all I'm saying, Zhao.
No.
At least this one will feel nice.
Well,
Yeah,
you might have sedated him. Poison is probably a little strong.
what being a little melodramatic is not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Well, the melodrama won't. No.
The melodrama won't. The sedatives might, though.
Zhao is definitely gonna be like sleeping well in the night.
Yeah, but Daolu is just sort of like stretched a bit, like well, that did go a little bit more loud than I was expecting. But to be fair, with everyone involved, it'd be hard for it to stay quiet the whole time.
But honestly, it could have gone a lot worse. None of the guards were seriously harmed during the ordeal, although who knows what's going to happen to them later. Zhao's just kind of like, he's kind of looking at the fire, like kind of realizing that some of those guys probably aren't going to be doing too good.
Probably not, but at the same time, it's sort of the matter that, well, more than just the guard will be slumbering soundly, even with the noise.
What, you think
Yeah.
they're going to get like in trouble because we were better than them? I thought they were going to kill I thought that like the governor was going to die because he fucked up. Guards are going to catch the blame. Sounds like we need to go kill the governor. Save those guards.
Zhao he's still kind of looking at the fire. He's like, I doubt they're going to do anything tonight. And any executions are going to happen tomorrow evening. So we have plenty of time to figure out what's going to happen between We have plenty of time to wait until then. Miss
Well,
Yuri, did you
I'm in a
find
good
out?
mood, so even though I don't have any particular reason to really care about any of this, you all did do your roles very well in this effort, and I'm feeling generous, so I will provide assistance.
Oh, how kind of you.
Aren't I?
We're going to be generous. I have a feeling it
Yeah.
would have helped anyway.
So, Miss Yuri, did you happen to find any what you were looking for in the vault?
Could you repeat that?
Did you happen to find what you were looking for in the vault?
I did, and she's going to produce the rubbing. And she's just going to kind of give the Cliff Notes version of the what was it? The back palace?
Rear palace.
Rear palace.
Rear palace. She's going to point out the rear palace, why that means something, and then is also going to go over the correspondence of the local governor and the fact that she left the original of this paper in the vault with insufficient coinage to provide a certain optics. So, this is going to make things for the good governor very complicated very quickly. And I now have names that are related to where the princess is being kept. And that provides opportunities.
I think John had nods. I'm still waiting to hear back from my contact about the things I discussed with him previously. About the Imperial hair, about the
The Imperial hare? What about the Imperial tortoise?
no, the Imperial hair.
Yeah,
And
and the Imperial hairdresser.
Ah.
The
Also,
Imperial hair
known as the
mechanic.
rabbit repairman.
the
Yeah.
rabbit repairman. It's pretty good. So until I hear back from them, we might be looking for our next objective, which might be to the rear palace.
Uh, out of character,
Mhm.
because I don't quite remember the stakes involved with it, but I remember there was something in the forest to the east that we were initially going to go to first, but
There
we
Yes.
were a
decided to
number
stop
of
into
things.
town first.
There was a guy who knew about summoning stuff.
Right. And that is something that does hold Yuri's attention.
Okay.
There were a number of things we were working on. I mean, there was also the living statue.
That was, I believe,
Yeah.
tied to the whole living statue thing, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
Yes.
that is it's tied to that, and the Imperial heir is tied to that as well.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I think Yuri's goal with the summoning master was to further her magical studies.
But we also want to get information on what's going on with the stone sentinels.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah.
And he might know something,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
See, this is the wonderful part about playing Yuri. I can just like have whatever selfish goal I want, and it's always in line with whatever we need to do anyway. And all I have to do is remember what I care about,
All right.
and that'll remind everyone else of everything else.
All right. Yeah. Was there anything else you guys want to handle over the evening?
I am going to pull Yuri aside at some point.
Okay.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Hmm.
All right. Yuri will be on watch. Actually, no, she's not on watch, but she was about to go on watch, so she's not in a tree.
Lon will kind of park a seat next to her, and she'll take the jade inlaid Jian out,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll say, "Would you like to have a look?"
Well, that's true. I didn't really get to have the opportunity to really take in the artisanship, but we certainly seem to have a moment. Why not?
Lon will offer out the sword and then also hold out her other hand, palm up,
and say, I'll lend you a sword for a sword.
Yuri will just kind of tilt her head at this. You are making me an offer.
No. I just want to take a look at it. I'm giving you a loan just so you know I'm not going to do anything with it. And I know that you don't think I would, but it's only polite.
So out of character, I'm actually confused. It sounds to me like
Lon just wants to see your sword for a second.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yuri's over here
I get you.
confused why, but okay.
It's a sword. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
like
Sword.
Sword.
I mean, you've seen it.
Olan has a hyperfixation. Okay, just
Yeah, yes.
He
yes,
does.
All
just
right.
indulge her.
Let me get to it. So Yuri will just kind of look a little confused, shrug. You've seen it many times before, but if you would desire to look at it again, why not? And Yuri will pass it over
I'm gonna just
and
do
take the other sword.
I'm just gonna do a quick little thing here. Just kind of like, all right, is she taking care of it? That kind of thing. Oh, that's a good roll too. Rolled an 18.
Yeah.
Broadly speaking, Yuri treats the sword as a tool more than like a piece of art or anything, because it is very much, not a particularly high quality sword. It's good enough, and
Sure.
she takes care of it enough so that it doesn't become not good enough. But it's not anything special or impressive.
That is typically how ninja treated their swords.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Yes, it is.
they treated them as like tools. So,
Yeah. It's like Yuri only pulls her sword when she has to because she would prefer to solve her problems otherwise.
Lon kind of like looks it over for a little bit, and she'll kind of say, and she'll essentially say that, and it kind of reminds me more of like farm tools than anything else. Which is
Oh,
interesting.
absolutely. Farm tools are one of my many instruments that I use, well, was supposed to use in the line of work that I was trained to be involved with and wasn't so good at. But that lesson stuck.
You and Dalu, just determined not to use things for their intended purposes. I have some respect for the craftsman.
I mean, a sharp digging tool is meant to pierce a surface and unearth things of desired interest.
In
And
the
if that
dirt! In the dirt!
if that happens to be someone's innards at a particular spot, then that is the
No.
desired purpose.
I mean, depending on what innards you stick, you could still hit dirt.
You could also argue that you're using it to turn people into dirt, but that's a whole different thing.
Now you're just getting.
If it makes you feel any better, I was never particularly good at that kind of thing.
You've mentioned that a couple of times.
Oh, it's true. You can see for yourself how accomplished I am as a thief, and Yuri's actually going to take this opportunity to kind of make a point of it, and she's going to present the low-tier gemstones that she gave Olan to like gamble with, and is just going to hold them in front of Olan, even though Olan never gave them back to her. And she'll give them back to Olan.
We did. All right, I'm not even going to bother asking. We've been around each other quite a bit since I used those.
There are many opportunities, and I am ever on the lookout for them. When it comes to things of a more clandestine nature, in terms of removal of persons of interest or such things, that's not really something I've ever been particularly good at. I can figure out information, I know what to look for, but the actual execution on the matter was never something I was amazing at. I'm far better at taking things that should belong to me.
This is the first time that I feel like I actually managed to see you up close while you were practicing your craft. I got to see how dedicated you have been to your practice, your studies, in order to get as good as you are and put them into practice. And the more that I see of you, the more I realize some of the things that I think you've been trying to say in terms of what you see in me.
Oh? You
I
have
feel
my
like you've been
attention.
trying to I feel like you've been trying to imply at certain points that you see some of yourself in me. And I think that I see the same now, but I don't think that I see the same things you do. When I look at you, I see someone who is very sure of herself. And I think you have every right to be, given how hard you have worked to be as skilled as you are at what you do. But when you look at me, I think that you see someone who could grow into someone like you. And I
Well,
think that
perhaps
what you
not
don't
exactly
realize,
like me,
let me
but
finish.
okay.
I think what you don't realize is there are a lot of ways where you're just as lost as I am. And that's okay.
If I may, I will point out you have not failed at what you were trained to do. By all I can see of you, you're quite good at it, and you are quite suited for it. And if that takes you on a slightly adjacent course, then it would be something that you have the ability to choose to do, should you so desire it. But if you would prefer to keep to what you were taught in a more strict sense, you're entirely capable of doing so. I'm not. I had to change and adapt and adjust what I was taught to something that I am good at. Otherwise, I would very much be simply a corpse in the sea.
Han's going to kind of nod a bit. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
I think that in some ways, because of the path that you have walked so far, you also expect that I need to do something similar to what you've done. Not the same, not fail, not fall in order to rise again and be reborn or anything like that. But
Perhaps I should pursue a phoenix motif. Oh, that's a bit too obvious. It's a bit of a calling card.
I
Prestige
don't
with
do
that,
calling
so...
cards.
There's prestige with that, so... I'll think about that one.
Maybe I should
I'll
just
be-
turn on the faucets in the house after I rob it and let it run.
Actually, would Lord Genbu get mad about that? Would that be too timing?
it seems that you keep expecting me to be reborn at some point, though. And I think that I have to just admit and be honest with myself and say that that makes me uncomfortable for two reasons. One being that I don't like the idea that someone else has this idea that they have my life figured out before I do. But in compound with that, the more that I think about it, the more I think that you may be onto something. And that just upsets me more.
Well, perhaps it won't make you feel better, but understanding people, how they work, how they think, their patterns, their habits, their inclinations, that's all part of my job. And it's why Dao Lu is intensely infuriating because I can't figure the bastard out.
Cut to Daolu just like working on cooking and such at the camp, and doing the other menial tasks over there.
I just
Dao
can't
Lu's-
beat him. I don't know why, and I can't get over that. Even during the heist, I came in full disguise, and he immediately marked me as me and not another one of the kitchen staff. He didn't know when I was going to be arriving. He didn't know who was new since he had last worked there or any other thing. He just took one look at me and knew exactly who I was in an instant. And while that was convenient for the plan and why I went along with it, ugh, I swear that man injures my pride by his sheer existence.
When we were in the woods and we encountered the bandits before, I learned something about what I can do, which is that I can see things if I look at someone's weapon.
Yuri will put her hand to her mouth and kind of pay attention in particular, but will say nothing.
But I don't really see that when I look at your sword. And I think that it has to do with I'm used to, if someone puts value in something, I can see that. But I haven't gotten to see the thing that you place value in. And that's because you're not with her.
Well, I could have told you that.
My point is, I don't know if I'm ever going to really understand you. Because we're different, because I feel like you don't understand me as well as you say you do, and then at times I feel like you're actually more accurate than I want to give you credit for. I'm not as frustrated as you are by you as you are by Daolu, but the frustration is there. But I feel like I know you well enough. So, much as I find that attitude where you put on airs of being all smug, like you know what you're saying and you're this well-explored, well-versed woman who has seen it all. And as much as I don't buy that, and then at times when you say things about my life that upset me, I'm going to help you get what you want. If for no other reason, then I want to be able to figure you out.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's put pretense to the side for the moment. You understand that what I'm doing amounts to high treason, yes?
No. If your intentions are pure, then I'm just helping someone with love. What's wrong with that?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I completely agree with you. But the governess, the empire, the entire country are not going to agree with that. And if things go in the best case scenario, then the princess and I vanish into the night, are never seen again, and that's just kind of that. I have no expectation of being a part of this country in any sense because there's no way that the various systems of power will tolerate what has occurred.
Olan starts laughing. He's like, "Yeah, like you get like adopted into a royal family or something."
I mean, if you want to think of me as a princess, I'm fairly confident that I could fill
Oh,
that dress
falls on
out
her
very
ass laughing.
flatteringly.
I have to think. It's like if you want to think for Daolu, it's just like technically it's not treason since you don't have any allegiance to this country.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's true.
It is.
As far as they know that I am from here.
Did Yuri try to say she could fight again? Is that why you're laughing?
There's just a knife in the middle of the rice.
You missed.
No.
No rice.
See,
That's
I
you
didn't.
can't hit.
there's a steam basket there that was being used, and now the steam basket's ruined. How am I supposed to steam these buns now? Oh no.
I didn't miss.
Sure.
You can't hear me. Shut up. So, no, I am not the royal material. I'm sure I could fill out the dress quite nicely, but no, I'm not royal material. So, and even if you want to bring up that particular little wrinkle, you helping me would be treason. I suppose, in a sense, it would be aiding and abetting an enemy of the state. And if that's the path you want to choose for yourself, I'm not going to tell you no, that you can't or you shouldn't, but understand what it is that you are proposing. Because you will most certainly not have a life as a smith of any capability, should you so do.
Lana kind of like takes this in for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work that way.
And how do you think it will work?
She kind of shrugs.
If someone allows their preconceptions of what is right and wrong to be decided based off of what you say, then that doesn't really leave room for things that make more sense to me. For example,
She kind of shrugs.
I am technically giving you a lot of credit in that I am believing you when you say that you and your princess share some sort of special connection. Technically, from what I know about you, you could just be lying to me. That's wouldn't be the craziest thing that you've lied to me about.
I could be. And you are correct. It is entirely on you to believe, how much of my statements and motivations are as I present them to be. That is
telling the truth.
entirely on you for your own decision making on how much to trust me on that.
That being said, you're telling the truth. You are.
Hmm.
So, Assuming
Yeah,
that
we'll
is the
just smile.
case, assuming that is the case, and assuming that the princess would return your feelings, then nothing else really matters.
You're always going to put her hand like she doesn't have her fist closed, but a kind of an open fist to her mouth as she kind of thinks. Is this a bit of a result of your sudden distaste for bureaucracy and authority from recent events?
No,
Hmm.
it just makes more sense to me. If
All right.
someone were assu- now, until recently, I didn't think it was possible for those that decide how things run in the world to be as well troubled as they seem to be now. But assuming that was the case, well, if I were to reflect it on myself, if there were to be some sort of law passed that said that I couldn't be a smith, I couldn't work the way that I do, I couldn't do the thing that gives my life meaning, I wouldn't let that stop me.
Nor should you.
And I don't see anything wrong with what you're doing. If you were going to say that you were going to kidnap the princess because that's what you want, well, that's different. I'll be doing something wrong. And I wouldn't think that you would be justified in defying the law to do it.
I'd only kidnap her if I would only abduct her if she consented to me doing so.
Well, then that's not. Never mind.
I was like, it's just like Dao Lu, like he was voluntarily abducted, and thrown off a cliff,
Right.
and died.
because that's what Yuri's talking.
She'll delicately put the princess in a cart and then push that cart over the ledge,
Oh
and
my
then the
boy.
cart has just like a fake princess in it,
I mean, hasn't that been the end goal for everyone? Just push the princess off a cliff in a cart?
What?
What?
Batu just wants to kill anyone that has any sort of rank that's above him.
I just want to kill anyone with any kind of rank, honestly.
Well, that's what I said. A rank above you, which is any rank. Head chef, more like headless chef after I'm done with him.
Lon is going to sheathe Yuri's sword and toss it back to her.
Yuri will catch it without much effort. Yuri will, as agreed, return the more fancy sword. She wasn't taking particular interest in looking at it.
Well, I
She
don't
already
think that
assessed
you.
its value.
Well, and Lon is like, kind of looks at the way she looks at it and is like, yeah, you don't know how to actually use this thing, so it's just money to you. So no, I'm going to hold on to it.
I mean, I could use it, but I don't need a
Yeah, but you
fancy
wouldn't
thing.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be any better with it than you would be with your current sword.
No, I wouldn't. And it would also be something that a lot of people would draw their attention to because it's so well made and fancy in other manners. It's a liability to me. So, no, I wouldn't want to use it.
Mm-hmm. Elon's like, if you use it, then you're doing honor to the person who made it because it has signature representations, and if people recognize the sword, then that means never mind.
Ms. Lon, with all due respect, I don't think I would be offering much respect to whoever made it, given the things that I do. I don't think that's what they had in mind for it when it was created.
You don't know that.
I don't, but I have a fair guess.
I mean, fair, yes.
I'll have to look this in more detail and figure it out at some point, or maybe we'll just give it to someone who wants to pay for it. Maybe it's already served its purpose. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, if it turns out that was the signature blade of a master thief or something, then all right, maybe I would consider that because you know what, that's actually pretty cool. I'll be real. But
Lon is going to kind of like pop the sword, like a few inches out of the sheath, and she's going to say,
if someone were to tell you that this weapon had been made illegally, to me, that would mean that something beautiful wouldn't have been made just because someone decided that it was wrong. And I don't see anything inherently wrong with creating something like this. And if people would have followed that command, then something wonderful wouldn't have happened. That's how it is with you and your princess, in my opinion.
Are you perhaps looking to move into poetry by chance?
No, I can barely write, so no.
I mean, there's oral traditions.
I almost said a joke that would be really kicked out of character. So I was like, no.
Aren't those the best ones where it's like, oh, this is really funny, but this is wrong for
No.
my character?
No, she can't say.
Hi, I'm a Seiso VTuber. I have these all the time.
Let's see here. Anyway, so Lon will stand up and she'll say,
So, yeah, I understand that you're trying to make sure that I understand that you're a thief and a rule breaker and everything, but whenever I think about it a lot, I think that you're actually way more hopelessly romantic than I am. And when I think about that, it kind of takes away from that you're trying to put off.
You're just going to tilt her head to the side, huh?
You came to a country from a faraway land, you met a princess, and you are doggedly convinced that you just need to find her and then you'll get to be together with her.
I know that part. I meant you.
What do you mean about me?
You described yourself as hopelessly romantic, but but nothing compared to me. Like, what are you romanticizing? Just being a swordsmith?
I guess romantic wasn't the thing. Naive, I guess. Childlike.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Wide-eyed. Yeah. Oh, and if you're talking about it, also there are different ways of being romantic.
Yes, I'm talking about like the actual proper definition of romance, not the implication that it is inherently about relationships.
Right. Well, that's also describing you.
Yes, my character arc is designed on multiple levels. Thank you for noticing.
I feel like we have missed the train here, and I don't think we're going to be able to reconnect it. So by that,
All right.
I don't even know if I could actually properly explain it myself at this point. So.
Fair enough.
It's okay. I've had those moments. Anyway, if you are as committed to what you believe to be right and beautiful as you say you are, and in the pursuit of that, you are going to provide me with your assistance and join me in my cause, I will not turn you away, and I will be quite grateful. But I will never say that I can promise that I can protect you. Because what we're doing is going to ensure that none of us will be safe.
Well, maybe well, don't say none of you, none of us.
Not
I'll be
talking to any of you!
Lon's going to kind of give Yuri a weird look, and she's going to say,
Yeah, that's what friends do.
All right then. Thank you. And out of character, to be clear, Yuri was saying us as in Olan and herself. She's basically accepting Olan in this respect.
Yeah.
Sure. I would say yeah, my pedantic answer would be like, neither of us would have been more clear than all of us.
All right.
Whew, okay.
Anything else?
I
Good evening.
don't think anything. I don't think Xiao has anything. I think Xiao's just kind of looking at the
Okay.
fire, wondering if he actually did anything important
Does
today.
Does Yuri want to issue more complaints at Daolu directly? She can take a ticket and line up by the campfire.
All right. So I want to, before we do anything else, I want to check. So what are you guys planning on doing after this? And are you guys planning on going back to the town to check in to see what's up with the governor?
That seems to be the
yeah.
immediate plan.
Okay.
Followed
And
by
then
tracking these powers.
quite possibly try to eliminate him. Okay, good.
Yes.
If we have to,
That
yeah.
will be next session. Obviously, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running out of steam.
Yeah.
I did not. And so for the viewers, I had an awful bout of insomnia last night. Did not get much sleep, so I'm functioning on very little sleep today. So, so I'm glad we got this. We done what we got done, and I'm glad I was able to put off the big fight until next section.
Okay.
Because there will probably, I'm guessing there's going to be a big fight, but I'm not positive because there are a lot of ways.
There's going to be a big fight if I have to start it myself.
Hey, riot!
Okay.
I do think that in that sense,
So-
the characters are a little at odds because Yuri never wants to be in a fight.
Listen,
And
if
is
we
always
can kill the
doing
governor
everything she can.
and the generals, that'll really help out the people by destabilizing the power structure. And maybe they could put someone useful in charge. We know that Ash's character already has someone slotted for that. So yeah.
I mean, the generals might be useful, just not in terms of running a town.
I mean, I guess, but if they're
They're
if they're bribable, they aren't worth having around.
It depends on what they're rival for. But yes, at any rate, I think that's going to wrap up here. If it's all right with you all.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I think so.
So next time, which will be, I think, in 2 weeks, we'll be you guys will be going back to town, and Eric is apparently along with the Kaiser Chiefs and predicting a riot. So
Yes. I mean, I don't much care if there's a riot or not. I'm just going to smash some officials getting their heads.
I was just trying to make a music reference, a song reference. That's all.
Somebody go and get the wig split.
Possibly. Anyways, that's going to do it for this time, folks. Thank you so very much for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Well, I should.
Hi,
This is only
YouTube.
will be watching us since we're not streaming these games. So I'm awake. So we'll see you hopefully all
I'm
in
a
a couple of
mermaid.
weeks. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody.